Hello, and welcome to Computer Tech and More. Today I'm going to talk about my home printer and how I selected it. It is a Canon TS6320. I chose this printer because I wanted an all-in-one, so it's got a scanner up top. It can feed paper from the back. It's got a paper tray here, so it can have two different feeds of paper. This part pops out. And it's got a little slide tab. Hopefully I can put my camera back to load up the paper. So it can hold A4 letter size and a couple other sizes in there. And that slides in out of place. When printing, it's got this tray that slides out. And you don't need to pull this out, it'll pull out by itself, and that helps support the paper. And again, it's got a small feed in the back. Close that up, close it in, close the top, close the top. Let's see, and to access your ink cartridges, you lift, and they're right there. So this printer holds 5 ink cartridges. It's got a main primary black. Hang on, I'm gonna bring out my box. A main primary black, a secondary black for photos, the blue, purple, what do they call it? Magenta, and a yellow. So this printer can do photos. It's well rated for printing photos as well as just doing office documents. That's one of the reasons why I chose it. On the off chance that I wanted to print some family photos and stuff like that at home, but mainly I use it for documents and tax documents, that kind of fun stuff. So sorry about the wiggle, I'm replacing my camera. So the better printers at doing photos are going to have more color ink cartridges to get more nuances in the color. You can see I'm actually out on a couple colors if you see the little display screen. You have to lift it up to get that to close again. So again, so it locks itself. And you can't just push down. You lift and then it lowers itself gently. But more color ink cartridges allow for more accurate, better color printing, but this one will do that better blacks than just a standard 4 ink cartridge printer. So again, I chose it because it has slightly better photo capabilities as well as good regular print capabilities. But the cost per page is a little on the high side, especially compared to tank fed printers. So a tank fed is going to have little containers in it that you pour your ink directly into, and those have the cheapest to operate page per page cost than going with like an ink like this, an inkjet that has those cartridges. But for the amount of printing that we do at home, I figured that the ink cartridge for the price of this printer would be adequate and okay, and basically not too expensive. So those tank fed ones tend to be a little bit more expensive, or at least I found them to be more expensive. Let's see, it's got an adequate scanning speed. I find it a little bit on the slow side, but it's adequate. You just need to pay attention to it. And the interface to it does have a very small screen. So my previous printer had a much larger screen for doing the display and stuff. But once you're done setting it up, it doesn't much matter. So I'm going to zoom us into that little screen. Pardon the wiggle. So in here, I can go to Wi-Fi setup using the arrows. The copy settings, estimated ink, device settings, let's see, feed, maintenance, web services. So other than coming here and setting up the Wi-Fi and it's easiest to set it up with a computer. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna demonstrate that, but it has a full like CD that comes with it, or you can find it. Basically, the CD routes you to the website, and you download the software, and it walks you through setting it up and that kind of fun jazz. Pardon the wiggle again. So right now, this laptop or this printer is $129 right there, and it's on Best Buy. So this is a current model that's being sold, and it comes in a variety of colors. I bought the white one, and you can do that research yourself, but I want to show off the software. So okay, this is for scanning. Where'd it go? So the scanning software, you can do auto, document, photo, custom, and a whole bunch of other ones. So you can scan documents to photos or scan them to PDFs and do multiple pages all at once, or not all at once, but you can scan like a page and then attach another page, another page, another page. It's not really a new feature, but it's one I find really useful for scanning documents and taxes and stuff like that. So my process for looking at printers was, how expensive are ink cartridges? How new is the model? So can I acquire the ink cartridges? And how much printing do I realistically expect to do? If you think you're going to be a person that's going to be using this as your home office printer and going to be doing a lot of printing, I would very much recommend getting a tank fed one. So again, a tank fed is one where you buy little containers of ink and you fill up the containers yourself, and those, it should be a lot less expensive to operate. But if you just expect occasional use and no printing at home or photo printing at home, then I would actually go one step below this and get one that's just 4 cartridges that skips the extra deep black cartridge for good photos. But if you think you could occasionally do any amount of color photo printing, then something like this, if this one stops being on sale, but something like this would be the type to get. My previous printer was a 4 cartridge that was rated for photos and actually had a photo like slot on it, and this one does a better job because of that extra black cartridge to get the deeper blacks. But there's my review of my printer and some thoughts on how I selected this printer. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.